Assalamu alaikum everyone. It's been a long week. I think you guys know exactly what we're about to play. I've played this before. It's where we sit down and we ask and answer questions, right? So some of the episodes are like a lot more funnier, like we have more chill story times, and then some of them it just really depends on the question decks and like whatever compilation I come across. And then some of them are like really, really dark and you're like, what's going on? You guys really love these question episodes. I always have people sending me the responses of their answers to the questions, and it really, really helps them with themselves. And just, it was a really good interactive moment for all of us, and you guys really liked it. I saw some of the tweets, so it's great. Let's play again. I feel like this is just so relaxing because we are just chilling, and let's see, it might be funny or it might just be really traumatic. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, this is serious. The first one is from a Reddit thread, and it's actually the hardest question to ask yourself. And the first one is straight off, what is really bothering you? Oh my God. I don't even know what to say right now. When I read that question, I was like, just mind blanked. Like, before I was filming and I was like finding questions and stuff, I read that one and I was like, oh God. What is really bothering me? Why are these so difficult to answer? I think the thing is, we think that we're like so much more in line and like self aware and in tune with ourselves than we actually are, right? And then, like, when you come to ask yourself super basic questions, like, what's bothering you? You're like, what? What? What do you mean? Wow, this is not rocket science. What is bothering me? I do think the term bother would be strong because, that's like something that's constantly prevailing. And I feel like I try not to focus on that because I just try to be like, okay, is there anything I can do to change it? I can't. Okay, whatever. Like, I feel like the other thing is like in life, you're gonna have to make lots of decisions that you just don't know if they're gonna be good or bad. And on the surface, it seems amazing. And like, I feel like for me, those are things that sometimes they come up and they kind of irk me because I'm like, oh well, I don't know about this, and but I do know this, but I don't know about this, and I don't know, like, I just don't have the knowledge completely on certain things, and I know Allah holds that knowledge, and I know that inshallah He'll guide me to what's best. But sometimes that like drives me insane because sometimes I'm like, I don't know what I should do, and I'm like, I need a sign. I don't know. Like, I'm just so confused. And then but then, like, I also feel like I've come to points also where in my life I'm just like, yo, it is what it is. Like, I can't control it. I can't do anything with it. So, let's just see. Like, that's just kind of how I am with everything now. Let's just see. Something's supposed to happen in 2-3 years. Let's just see. Something's supposed to happen tomorrow. Let's just see. Because, nothing's set in stone ever. What is something you don't realize is weird until you really think about it? Oh my God, I have so many of these. Let me tell y'all. Just some random ones I can think of off the top of my head. Podcasts are so weird. Seriously, sit here and internalize it. Listen, I was thinking about this a few days ago. My toxic traits is voice notes. I want to hear your voice and I want to send you voice notes. I don't care. Like, we are voice notes. Like, voice notes. You want voice notes. If you have my number and we've talked before and I haven't sent you voice notes, it was probably because I was too nervous to and I didn't want you to judge me. Otherwise, if you have my number, I probably am good enough with sending you voice notes. I just probably didn't send them to you because I was like, maybe you'll find me weird. But the thing is, like, voice notes, like, oh my God, like, there's like a desi auntie in me that thrives with voice notes, right? And like, that's my toxic trait. Like, it could be type, but I will voice note it. And I know that people hate that, but I can't get myself to type. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'll type when it needs to be typed. Like, if it's something basic, like, okay. But like, sometimes I'll be talking to like someone and they'll be like, okay, yeah, let's send this email. Let's do that. And then like, I'll record a voice note back and I'll be like, yeah, okay, we can send that in the email. That worked fine. Just update me what happens next. Thank you. Just take care of yourself. Like, I could literally type that. I could literally just say, that's good. Thank you. Like, why do I do that? It's so toxic because I know it's annoying, but I make sure, like, if the person's like out and they don't have like earbuds with them or something and they can't hear it, then I always like make sure to ask them, like, can you listen to a voice note right now? If it's like actually something serious. But like, voice notes are my love language, and I will send you voice notes if I love you. Okay? Wait, it depends. Hold on, that depends. Because like, if I sent you voice notes like once, like to explain something, that's one thing, right? But like, if I persistently send you voice notes like every day, like my best friends, I send them voice notes every single day if I can. Like, voice notes on voice notes. Like, we'd be sending each other like 20-minute voice notes sometimes. I love voice notes. My podcast is just a big fat collection of voice notes. We are all here just listening to voice notes, to me rambling. That's what we're here for. That's it. It's just voice notes, and I'm just throwing them out on like Spotify, and y'all are like, yeah, let's listen, turn it up. That's so weird. You know what else is weird? Day in my life videos. Why do you care? But at the same time, it's so interesting. Like, I can't stop watching them. Yo, I love to like film, right? It's so fun. And me and my best friend, we do this really weird thing where like we will send each other like nicely edited, like full strong force vlogs where it'll be like full on full day in my life, like aesthetics with the hyperlapse and with the my skincare routine. That girl known me since I was like 18. She knows everything in and out. There's really no need for me and her to be doing that, but like we do that, and it's just so fun. Like I'll be sending her voice notes of like this, I'm sorry, like videos, and it'll be like the same thing. Like she knows that I'm doing this, but like I love to film and I love to do those things and I find them fun, right? And so like we'll actually sit there and like edit videos and like send each other like day in our lives, and like I know this dude from the back of my hand. Like I don't need her to tell me about her day, you know? But like even on the internet, like we generally sit here and watch other people do day in their lives. Like we are watching these people in our day, wasting our time, watching them get up, watching them do this skincare routine. I'm not knocking it. It's low-key really intriguing. It's interesting. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's interesting. No one's saying it ain't. But like, think about that market though. The day in my life influencer style home themes, minimalist themes. Oh my god, it went berserk. It's really a lot of it went berserk because of that. You show your day, but it's about the background. It's about the way that you show how you make your coffee in the morning, the machine you use to make your coffee, the counter tables, or this or that, the marble tops. Like people are like, oh, that's so pretty, where'd you get that? Then that's how people start to like, you know, create up that whole career with like influencing and working with brand deals and whatnot, because it's like all through that. Like we're like, wow, what mattress do you sleep on? Like what? Why do we do that? Why are we so weird? Glasses are very weird. Think about it. Just sit here and think about it. I don't have 20/20 vision, so I'm wearing something to give me 20/20 vision. Is that weird, or is that just not that weird, or I find it weird? Contacts are so weird. Oh my god, I can never like just think about it. Like think about it. Like you're putting that in your eye. That's so weird. That is so weird. Flying on airplanes on the low. Like, we all just decided that we're gonna sit on this big piece of metal and it's gonna fly up in the sky and we're all gonna trust the person that flies it. When did I become so brave? Where did this courage come from? Why do we do that? That's so weird. But like at the same time, like I'm not about to, you know, go on a boat. Like come on. That's so weird. But I mean, it's not that weird. It's not that weird when it's on the surface, but like think about it. Like we all just collectively decided, like, yeah, we're gonna hop on and we're gonna just trust this person. Like thousands of feet in the sky. Wow. Sometimes even the internet is weird, okay? Even the internet is weird sometimes. Because like, okay, it's very useful, we get it, and it can network and help you build businesses, and of course it's brought great stuff. But like, think about it. Like we are all now connected through a piece of metal. Through like this piece of metal that's like wires in it. Like you can be in like across the oceans and I can talk to you. Why we got access to each other like that? That's weird. What happened to the days when you used to send a brick to somebody's window and be like, hey, here's my message? Oh, well, not a brick, but a letter or whatever. I haven't let those days die down though, because I still force my best friend to send me letters sometimes. Well, we do it out of love language. It's like our thing where like she sent me letters when I first moved here, and then like I sent it back, and then now recently she's been busy with school, so I haven't received any little love letters in the mail talking about some here I miss you. Where they at? Well, you know what, to be fair, I never sent her any either recently, so because I've been busy too, so fair game. But I love letters. Like what happened to that? Now you forwarded me something on messages. Come on. No. If you could go back and relive one day of your life and not change a thing about it, what would it be? Okay, this is gonna sound insane, and I don't even know if I'm gonna stand by what I'm saying, and I don't know that if I'm 100% on this, right? I think I'd go back and live one of the most painful days of my life ever. Like I'd go back and live one of those days, and I know which ones off the top of my head. Like those days, like whenever I think about them, like even my hand shakes. Like I've had certain days where like, oh my god, I feel like my system's shutting down right now just thinking about those days. I feel like there's some things that I even want my soul to forget, and those days, I remember some in particular when things happen were the most painful days of my life that I never ever thought that I'd even be alive after them. And I feel like, for one, Alhamdulillah, Allah, of course, I'm fine, Alhamdulillah, but I feel like I'd go back and relive those days. Not because I'm crazy, but because I feel like going in it now with the knowledge I have now and with the wisdom that I have now and with the fact that, yeah, Allah's gonna get me out of this mindset now, going back there, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that was like, that pain was like life changing, bro. Like that was ballistic. Like that's something for some other day, right? But it was just some things we just don't talk about, right? But I feel like I'd go back and relive some of my most painful days ever because I hate to say this, I really do, but there really is no growth without pain. God, I hate to say that, but it's true, right? And so I'd go back and relive some of my painful days. Of course, there were beautiful and happy days as well, and I love them, and I pray Allah continues to bless us with them as well. I mean, but I think that every single day, I've learned to appreciate every single day whenever I think about those days. Because even if you had a normal day, even for yourself, just think about yourself. Like, think about yourself and think about the time where, like, you thought that nothing was gonna ever fix out for you. And, like, for you guys, that could be, like, when your parents were like, oh, we're gonna kick you out the house if you don't do what we say. Or we're gonna do this if you're gonna do that, we're gonna do this. Or, like, you lost someone you love, right? And the day, like, you just went ballistic and you thought that, like, you're never gonna come back to your proper senses, right? And just that day, for some people, like, it drops your heart. And depending on it, if, inshallah, you strive to your best, Allah helps you out of it. And if you're going through it right now, Allah, inshallah, continues to help you out of it. But yeah, for sure that. What is one thing you wish people would know about you without you having to tell them? Like, you wish everyone could know this. Okay. I think I would want every single person in my, like, life, like, if any bonds that I'm creating, that I will always try my best to be the most loyal and trustworthy person. And the reason why, okay, this sounds so self-promoting, right? I don't like that. But the reason why I don't say those things, like, directly, like, I try to avoid saying them unless need be, is because we have so many people that sit here and they're like, I'm so loyal, I'll ride with you through thick and thin, I'm not afraid of nothing, I'm a ride or die, and they're the first ones to leave. You're the first one to leave. Which is why I don't say those things, I just show them through my action. And that's that. And so I like to try my best to show those things through my action and not just be old talk. Nobody likes someone that's old talk. And we have lots of people in this world that are just old talk. I don't want to be old talk. I want to show you. And that is the mindset that I keep in regards to that. But may Allah help me get even better at that. Ameen. What does success mean in your own life? Okay, this is good. So, besties, we're going to go on a road. Okay. Wow. I think success for me means, okay, see, now I can't do one word. I gotta give y'all a little bit of a thesis statement, I think success for me means in this dunya, right? Of course, ultimate success is going to Jannah, but if we're talking about in this dunya, I think that success in this life is living a content life, understanding that you're going to go through crap, but at the end of the night, constantly taking care of your iman, constantly taking care of your faith and all that, obviously, being on top of that. But adding on to the, factor of being on top of your faith and taking care of your faith, I think I define success at a dunya level as being content. Because we can sit here and say success is having peace, but you also know the nature of this dunya, right? You're not always going to have peace. And the days that I don't have peace, does that mean I'm unsuccessful? No. I just feel like contentment is the proper word, because you're having the best time of your life. You have everything, alhamdulillah, good, you're content, you're happy with that. Things are not going your way, but you're trying your best, and inshallah, you'll get through it. Hard times come, you're content with that. You understand God will help you. All right, inshallah, it'll be fine. So that's kind of how I see it at a dunya level, right? And being content, also being content with your finances, being content with your relationships. Not every relationship is going to be perfect, right? The relationship with your parents, the relationship with your siblings, the relationship with whoever, it's not going to be perfect. And the more longer you live in this lie that, you're going to live these perfect relationships, it's not going to work, right? Some very, very interesting things that we don't tend to take into account, but we should take into account. Sometimes your relationship with someone is perfect, but their relationship with your other relationships is not. And that's very interesting to think about, because some people, they're really good. Like, you can see yourself getting really comfy with them. But the question comes to, do you see yourself adapting to the environment and the way of life that they come from, right? So that is a big commitment, and that's a big sacrifice to make. And some people, they don't want to make that sacrifice. They don't care. It's not for them, right? They just want to go to what's comfy, go for it. Some people, they're like, yeah, because when you really feel like this is your person, or this is, this is it, you're ready. You'll do it. You always will. So that's how I see that. This is getting really dark. Think about your biggest regret. If you could go back in time and keep it from happening, would you? So, okay, here's my thesis on this, okay? I have some opinions on this, so let's talk. I think someone's relationship with regret is a nurturing and ongoing one. I don't think that there's ever going to be a time in life where you're just like, okay, I'm done with this relationship and I'm out. Because the thing is, who you are now is on the hands of a lot of what you did before. And of course, Qadr plays a role, and of course, Allah controls everything ultimately. But some of your biggest regrets shape you. Some of the worst things that you've done shape you, and they can shape you to be a really bad person or a really good person. And if the things that you did were, not good, you regret them. But now you're closer to the deen, and you love, the deen, and you're someone that you never felt like you could have been unless you did those things. It's like, how can you love one thing and hate one thing, But on that same note, I understand how some people hate the fact that they did what they did, right? They hate the fact that that happened. What I feel like I've turned towards is realizing that hating myself for that is not going to help me in my healing journey. Hating myself is not going to help. It's not going to help. But loving myself with a little bit more of a reason helps. Now, what in your right mind is loving yourself with a reason? Let me tell you. What is that? Y'all probably like, what is she going? I feel like I'm reading I feel like I'm defrosting some really weird, okay, look guys, I feel like I'm running on one brain cell right now. I don't know if I'm making really, really sense, or I'm not making sense at all. Like sometimes when we start to get really deep discussions, I'm like, am I waffling? Like, am I just going on and y'all are just like, what is she saying? Or are y'all like in the zone? Let me know. But look, sometimes I feel like loving yourself with reason is understanding that, yes, I love myself and I love myself then too, but I gotta be a little bit more smart with myself, right? So a little bit more firmness. And so the way that I look back on some of the things I did was I was like, okay, look, I love that version of myself. I loved what I did then, but I also love myself enough to know that that wasn't right. Right? So there's a difference between understanding that I love myself enough to know that I was wrong in that and that wasn't right, but I'm not going to make myself the villain in my own life by never forgiving myself for those things. And there's a difference between hating yourself, because when you hate yourself, it's ongoing. Hate, 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 hate. And that hate can now pour into who you are today, loving yourself with reason and being a little bit more rational about it and saying, I don't like that I did that. It's not the best thing, but I wouldn't have been who I am today if it wasn't for those things. So I see what I am about, but I'm not going to do those things again. That's not going to happen again. And I'm going to try to be more reasonable with myself and love myself and making the right decisions. Yes, maybe, I don't know. So to actually answer the question, I think that you can have regret within reason and love within reason, right? Because it's kind of like, yeah, that wasn't smart, I'm not going to do that again. But to regret, be like, oh, if only that didn't happen. We always see hadith as well about that, how you shouldn't open up the doors. They're like, if only and but and whatnot. It was the qadr of Allah. Allah knew best. That's what happened. It wasn't best. Yes, you made mistakes. Yes, you made bad choices. Love yourself within reason to realize that was wrong. I'm not going to do that again. But don't hate yourself for that, because hate pours into you today, and you today don't deserve hate for what you did 5 years ago. You do deserve to love yourself, and you do deserve to love yourself within reason and understanding that, back in the day, in that bracket, I was doing whatever I thought was the best. It was bad. I was stupid. Good. All right. But that doesn't mean I'm going to hate myself, right? So it's like, yeah, you might not be fond of the fact that you did that. Would you want to change it? Can I be honest? I feel like I don't want to open up the doors of what if and but if only Allah didn't. No. So it is what it is. It is what it is. And I feel like I've come to terms with it. And the way that I see it now is use your past and use those regrets as a way of constantly repenting to Allah. Always. You regret it. I wish I never did that. It's okay. Keep making repentance. Some things happen in our lives and they constantly keep us in a state of repentance in front of Allah, especially in a dunya where we get so comfortable thinking that we don't make mistakes, right? So use that to your advantage. I feel like I maybe just rambled on and I waffled and I sounded like some of those weird STEM professors that everyone hates and they're like, what are they doing? Or like those textbooks that they say the same thing but in 6 paragraphs. Did I sound stupid to you guys? Maybe. I don't know. Look, it's again, it's a nurturing relationship and it's something that's going to go on for a lifetime. So that is kind of the way that I could put words to it. But I feel like if I was having a one-on-one conversation with someone, then I feel like it would make more sense because, like, like then you know me and I know you, but it's like, how am I supposed to do this with you guys? Right? So that's my take on that. Let's go to the next question because I waffled enough. I had a listener one time and they were like, Hera, we love your episodes. Da, da, da. Not that you waffle. I mean, low key, you do. You just be going on, but we enjoy it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't care. What small, insignificant thing gives you joy? I don't know if this is insignificant, but hugs. Anytime I see any of my girls, I hug them. And I'm just like, and anytime like I'm about to leave, I'm always like, okay, take care of yourself. Or like when someone says that, it makes me so happy. Like sometimes we'll be having like different events and stuff, and like when we're all leaving, like they'll just be like, okay, take care of yourself. And like, just, I don't know, I find that so sweet. Like, I don't know, does that insignificant to some people? Yes, maybe. I also remember like this one time where like I had to give a halakha and it was like the most nervous situation of my life, right? And I got a text from one of the girls that helps me plans everything, and she's one of my good friends. She was like, Hera, right when you wake up, call me. And I was like, what? Like, why? What? And it was like 6 or 7 in the morning. And she texted me like 12 at night. So I called her and she goes, are you okay? How are you? How are you feeling? And I was like, like, oh, like it made my day because like I loved it. Like it put me in the best mood. And then she just told me some other stuff that was important. And then I was like, that low-key hikey made my day. Like hikey, I was just like, that is so sweet. Like just calling someone to be like, hey, are you okay? Like, yeah, that. Also, y'all, these squeals, I don't know where I can't control them, right? So just ignore that. Have you ever invented something? It doesn't have to be the traditional, it could be like a dish. Yes. Listen, I have some secret recipes that I've seen nobody do with some secret ingredients that nobody thinks about, and I ain't never saying anything about them because that is going to be the gateway to my cafe. Inshallah. Yeah, JK. Or maybe I'm not. I don't know. Okay, this one's like kind of funny. Okay, so suddenly you're running from a mass murderer. Your only companion is the last person you texted, and your only weapon is whatever is currently closest to your left hand. Do you think you'd survive? Okay, so hold on. Left hand, my water bottle. And it's a big one. It's the gallon. This is a heavyweight champion. Yeah, I'll be fine with this one. This one's really heavy. Last person I texted was, oh my God. It was my best friend. I'm not gonna live. Sorry. No. She would push me in. I'm kidding. No, she wouldn't. No, she wouldn't. But no, I feel like she'd just be like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, we don't have to run. Like, like, I mean, if we die, like, we die. Like, and I'd be like, yeah, no, you're crazy. So I think the water bottle will be a better companion though, because this water bottle, it's pretty sturdy. So we're good. What is an embarrassing memory that will forever be burnt in your mind? Okay, so I have a bunch of these and I've shared them before. One time in 5th grade, okay, this is so bad. One time in 5th grade, we had painting and like, it was like a painting class thing, right? And so the teacher picked me to be the person that takes the water cups and dumps them out in the bathroom sink. The bathroom sink was like at the bathroom, right? Which was across the hall. So I'm holding these 2 cups of paint, these water, which was like blue, right? Because it had like blue paint in it and whatever. And I was taking them there. And in our elementary school, we went to type of school, we had to wear a uniform. And there was another girl there who bumped into me. I forget, or was it I bumped into her? Whatever. The blue paint fell on her. The whole thing fell on her. Rightfully so, she had every right to be mad at me, right? And I set up, like, I apologized and I tried to like help her out and everything, but can I be really, really honest with you? I'm not taking accountability. Yeah, like, I was probably the wrong, but can I be honest with you? I know there's 2 sides to every story, but between me and you, I really feel like she was the one that bumped into me. I really do. I really do. I don't think it was me because I was at the sink like I don't, that logistic part is just kind of gone from my brain. Some might call it selective memory. But rightfully so, she was mad. I get that. But like, she was the type of mad where she was like, I'm gonna come to your class and tell your teacher. And I was like, oh yeah, you will? Let's go. And matter of fact, I went there and I told my teacher herself and I was like, oh, like I was in the bathroom and like this girl, she bumped into me and the water fell on her. Okay? And what's up with it? I'm kidding. I rightfully so, she had every right to be mad. I'm sorry. I would never. But between me and you, really though, I really do think she bumped into me. Okay, just between me and you. But my teacher gets a call because she went back to her class and told her teacher, and my teacher was like, just like, they both didn't say much. Like, I didn't get in trouble because, again, it was an accident. But I feel so bad. And in the unlikely case, if you are that girl, please shoot me a DM. We can fix this. We can. I know I will right my wrongs. I'm kidding. Rightfully so, though, because that was pretty bad. But okay, what's a character trait that instantly makes you respect someone? Okay. I feel like when someone's like hardworking and like they're very caring, and you can tell, like, the way that they are, the way that they structure, the way that they talk, the way that they just handle themselves, right? People that are very, very obviously, they have a worry for the dean, which is beautiful, but I think that people that know how to respect other people makes me respect them instantly, right? Because that's a beautiful characteristic that we should all naturally have or try our best to have. But I also feel like when I meet someone and they're like hardworking and they're successful and they don't let that get to their head, it's just like, yeah, yeah, I respect you 100. Because like, I love people like that. Like, yeah, you're hardworking, yeah, you made it, but you don't let that get you so over your head that you belittle other people. Just, yeah, there's a bunch of those, but I'm not going to share all of them, right? Because, no. Some things you gotta gatekeep. Has anyone ever saved your life? Okay, let me think. I can't think of any real situation, but the other day I was walking in class and the crosswalk sign, sometimes it doesn't work, right? And it was taking too long. So I was like, okay, the crosswalk sign isn't working. And from two sides, there's like traffic, and this side from the right, it was like four-way, so it was like a bunch of traffic that comes. There was like the stop sign over there across the street that you had to cross to, and there was the other side of traffic, right? So there was traffic coming from both sides, whatever, just a bunch going on streets, right? And sometimes that stop sign area in particular stops working, like you don't know, it doesn't change the walk sign. Some may call it jaywalking, right? But you have to do what you have to do sometimes. So there was also like this truck that was parked because there were stores nearby. That truck was really big and it was like blocking a little bit of the view. So I stepped out a little bit on the street to check on the left side to see if there was any traffic coming. There wasn't. And I was like, okay. So I was like checking, getting a good sense, to see if there's any car coming. And on the right side, like I was about to go for it, right? And on the right side, the traffic was stopped. And right as I was about to step to actually like cross the street a little bit more, the right side turned green and all this traffic came. So I just stepped back and I was like, oh, oopsies. Because, that would have been bad if I was like, really, like if I even took 2 steps forward. And behind me, I hear this voice. And this person says to me, thank God you stopped, because if you didn't, I would have jumped in the middle of the road to save you. And I was like, is this person talking to me? And I turned around, yeah, they were. And I was like, oh my God, like, aren't you sweet? But I was like, yeah, no worries. It was a girl, by the way. I think I should preface that. It was a girl. No, guys, no. It was a girl, don't worry. But yeah, she was sweet. She was really sweet. And then we got each other's Instagrams, and that is how you make friends, right, guys? You save each other from the middle of the street. But that is recently how my life was about to be saved, I guess. I don't know. What is something you wouldn't do for someone you love? Oh, that's interesting. Anything haram. Like if they ask me to do anything haram, like, oh, like just please, if you really love me, you would. No, don't try that line on me. I'm not doing anything haram. And I'm not gonna throw that on you or myself. So, and that too is out of love. So, what's a complete rational fear you have? Okay, this is a new one that I recently got, and this is not good. So I'm gonna try to forget this after I say this, right? Because I try not to put much time to it. I was in the elevator with one of my friends, and she goes, Hera, what always scares me? And I was like, what? She goes like, imagine if this elevator just stopped. Like we just get stuck. Like this elevator just stops. And it was a really broken down elevator too. And she was like, what if it just stops and like no one knows and like we're just stuck? And I was like, that doesn't happen. No. Right? And then I pressed the button and it was taking really long to go down. The door shut and the button wasn't going and like we weren't going down. And I was like, wow, isn't this taking a minute? Isn't this taking some time? And then after that, man, Fear unlocked. And then there was one time I stepped in this elevator that was being constructed. I don't know why they had it up for working. And the walls, like they had cardboard on it. And I was like, what did I just get into? And like the elevator just started. I was like, Bismillah, please take me where I need to go. I should have taken the stairs. Regret. But I'm not even gonna feed into that fear, right? Because I'm not gonna feed into that fear. I'm not gonna climb 8 stairs. Crazy. Who was the last person you called and what did you talk about? I actually haven't called to call in a minute. You know what, y'all? Let's call someone. Let's do this live. Let's call someone. I feel like the only issue is it won't record if I do it live. But I really do feel like bothering my friends. So we'll get back to that one. A stranger's gonna start inhabiting in your body. What is the piece of advice that you'd give them? This is so funny. Okay, so if I had like a stranger living in my body, okay. First of all, please drink water. If I don't get my water, I'm not okay. As y'all know, with the water bottle right next to me, drink the water. For the stranger that will inhabit my body, I'd also tell the stranger to be patient. There's a time for everything. I have a schedule. Please follow it. If you don't, I don't like things to go missing out of my day, so I make sure I try to do everything that I can. Yeah, I think if there was a stranger living in my body and they just followed the schedule and they didn't talk to anyone, they'd be fine. But if they did have to start talking to people in my life, then that's where lots of different strategies come in, and that's where lots of other stuff unpack. Okay, this is cute. When you were a kid, were you excited to grow up? And if so, what about growing up excited you? Yes, when I was little, all I wanted was to grow up. I wanted nothing more than that. I used to go in the closets and I used to take my mom's things and her expensive stuff and put it on my face and try to be all this and that. Try to wear her jewelry, all of that. I did that, right? And I feel like the thing about growing up that I was like, oh my God, I just want to grow up. For me, that excited me the most was yeah, okay. I think what excited me the most about all that was a sense of identity, the sense of being a full, complete person, which you are when you were little as well. But I feel like when I was little, I was always so caught up in I want to grow old and I want to grow old and I want to be all big and I want to, drive and do this and go wherever I want and I thought that is what meant being growing up. Now I'm older, right? And even though I'm 18, that's alhamdulillah for everything, but be for real, you still gotta ask your parents permission before you leave, okay? All those things that I craved that I thought oh my God, when I grow old, a lot of those things I grew up out of my own. There were some things that I was oh, when I grow old, I'm gonna do that. And then now that I'm older, I'm yeah, I'm not doing that. I feel I just desired this sense of I'm in my life, I'm studying, I'm doing me, and just I desired this whole sense of completeness. Oh, I don't need to rely on my mom to feed me yogurt at, for breakfast. I feel I desired independence. And yeah, I don't know why I did that, but now every human being runs backwards and they're I just want to be a kid again, but it's okay. It is what it is. And I think that it's okay to accept the fact that you are growing old. Some people, they go through crisis when they realize that they're actually growing old. We're all gonna grow old. We're all gonna, have to take on responsibilities. So do it gracefully and do it happily. That is that. Thank you so much for listening. This was shorter. It was really chill, but alhamdulillah. If you guys liked it, let me know. I'll definitely make another part. Take care of yourself. Assalamu alaikum.